on an everyday basis because I'm hip, and I know it's a thin line between being a street advocate and being in the streets. You see what I'm saying? It's a real thin line, especially if it's something that used to be part of the problem, but now you part of the solution. You know, that could be looked at many different ways, especially if you right there in the heart of it. So how do you actually handle that thin line and that balance of really getting the messages out to the youth? And I know if it's one that hear it out of 20, that's good, but one of the 19 might be, don't even want to hear it. So you gotta, that's what I'm talking about when I say it's a thin line. So I know you got a passion for it, and it has to be in your heart, because no matter what nobody say in terms of, I don't care if they giving grants, if you getting paid or whatever, can't no money handle goodwill when it comes to this. You see what I'm saying? Because you actually putting your heart into it. So how do you handle that and keep it 100, like they say, keep it 100? Because I'm looking at most of y'all, and we built this shit. So we created some of this. So now you telling them, don't do this, don't do that, do this. So how do you balance the thin line between that? We're going to start with you, Kat.
Man, that's the problem that we always come across, man. And I do a lot of hiring in this work. I think example, you got to set everything by. You start with example, start with you. You know what I mean? And 1 foot in, 1 foot out is not gonna be. It's not a good. It's not a play. It's not a good look, because if a brother see you out here faking, they gonna fake too. They not gonna take you serious, right? And I think the biggest thing is, man, I put my faith in God, man. That's the highest power in the world. Allah leads all everything that come on my mouth, everything, my path that I walk, the steps I take every morning, man, is through God. Yeah. So His will leads me to do the work. The money, they never could pay us not enough money. You know what I mean? Never, especially when people like us, a lot of us that came from getting lots of money, you know what I mean? But the object of it is to get people to think. I'm never going to tell a brother, man, not to try to feed his family, but I'm going to tell a brother, man, not to kill another brother, take a life. That's the biggest thing, man. Money-wise, that's something I don't get into that part of it. I just try to get a brother, man, to think constantly when you talk about pulling the trigger and taking a life, right? So that's what
The realest part of me is just giving back to my community. That Rosedale community, I was born and raised right there. So I always talk about, people always trying to pull me to go to another neighborhood. So I want to start from my neighborhood where I was part of the problem at. So I started there in the trenches, started a basketball tournament, called Hood. Hope, opportunity, opening, poverty, change, decisions, and development. I started that tournament for the knuckleheads that's hanging on the corner, to get them something to do every summer from June all the way to the beginning of September. I did that. This going to be my 11th year. Faithfully, every year, I go back and do this tournament. A lot of people say, man, why you keep on doing them? They're a waste of time, whatever. God ain't tell me. We all sit here. Somebody gave us a chance. So I always thought about that, because when I was on the corner in '94, Coach Hughes told me, come on, let me show you how to coach. So I started coaching football in '94. Then I went to basketball, T-ball, and all that. But make a long story short, that's just that I'm not going to see none of them youngers that I know I coach. I have them to call me Coach Boo for a reason, or Coach Willie Boo. I never had them to call me Coach Smith, because Coach Boo was on their level, and I want them to stay straightforward with me. So if they get in trouble, they can pick up the phone and call Coach Boo. Coach Boo, I need you, and I'm coming. And then right now they call me, Coach Boo, can you help me get a job? So that's just me giving myself back to my community, because I know, them shoes they walking, I was in them shoes once before. So that's why I take that community real hard, man. So I just thank God for using me and putting me in a place for an opportunity to help someone else.
I know. One more. I kind of like, this officer job wrapped up in Coach Boo that I really forgot the initial question that went around. But I'm gonna get in where I think we at with that thin line. Man, we know what we made of. And when you really stomp that pavement, it's like first nature. And like the brother said, having that will. And so far as me, and wrestling with my demons, in my heart, I always wanted more and different. And so far as in my community, and I'm saying my community, half of the history is built off our history. So the same way that energy was there, like before I ever got with an organization and signed up and say I'm doing this work, man, I was already breathing this into my man. Before we left the penitentiary, we was breathing this into each other because we knew that the fight was different, man. After we been through a couple of rounds, man, and some of us, man, that came through, man, we started knew it's time to call the audible. And so, man, if I'm loving you, man, for real, like you say you want for yourself what you want for your brother, then it's natural for me to give you the same game script I'm reading from. And we trying to win. You know what I mean? I'm 41, man. I'm saying I've been in that system all my life. And I'm saying, you know, like I watch a lot of brothers, we don't know how deep it get with that mental state when we stuck. That mental, and I was just talking to a good brother in the penitentiary today, man. And he was telling me some things, but like they say, misery love company, and some of our good men, they done turned, man, that system, man, it put us in there to lose us, man. And so, man, it's always been my step, man, to breathe into my brother what I knew. I don't care if it's just learning how to get an LLC. You did one saying it was different, bro, so I always been breathing. And so once I came on full time and dragged my foot out, man, you know what I mean, it was what it was. I'm all the way in. On each level, it ain't nowhere I can't go. It ain't nowhere I'm going to try. I'm going to stop trying. We digging, we pushing. And we know what we came up. We know we fearless. But man, we gotta convert the engine like this right here. It need all of us, man. You know what I mean? Can't just have Cotey, can't just have Reem. It gotta take all of us, man. So that's what I be telling to the men when they saying like, man, you know, I like it, you know, come on and fuck with us, man. Come on and help us. They need to see more of us, man. You know what I mean? So we, you know what I mean? So that thin line, my fault. You know, I ain't good with no mic. I'm scared of microphone.
We can tell.
I'm trying to throw this one.
We can tell.
You ain't see me. You ain't not trying to throw. Let me pass it. Go ahead, so let me pass it.
I forgot the topic. Thin line. And okay, so what, I got this daughter. Thank you. Yeah, so my 100% is, you know, I haven't forgot where I came from because somebody seen something in me. You know, I dropped out the 9th grade, went back at 39, got my high school diploma. You know, I was working at Sasha Bruce as a team counselor. Okay, and so I used to see the young mothers in there, you know, stray. So I said, you know what, let me open up my own nonprofit so I can pour into them and let them know it's okay to go back to school. It's okay that you 20, 22. I'm 39 and I went back and got my high school diploma. So I love to give back to, you know, to tell them about my struggles. You know, some of us women and some of us men, like the brother was saying right here, we don't want to, you know, we don't want to talk about our struggles, but how we gonna help somebody? We don't tell them our struggles, you know. And then with that said, like us sisters, we need to get behind our brothers to push our brothers a little more than what we doing instead of we tearing them down, call them MFers and BITCHs. We need to say these kings up in here, you know. So that's my 100%. I'm not giving up. I'm going to go until God tell me to stop.
That was powerful. For me, the thin line between the streets and this work, it was just me being who I was and don't be a hypocrite to this work. Me growing up in the Trinidad neighborhood, going through my trials and tribulations, you know, I was well respected. So to come over to do this work, it was definitely an easy transaction because, you know, the kids and the people in the community, they listen to me. So now to tell them to put them guns down and pick their kids up or to put them guns down and replace it with a program or a job or something, if they see that I'm doing the work and I'm not a hypocrite to this work, they go along with it. You know, like Remo said, like we all been through the system. you know, and it's not a good thing if you beat a gun charge or beat a murder charge or things like that, because first of all, it's not easy being locked up. It's not easy with it being from your kids and from your family and things like that. So you got to come in there and put this in these kids' heads. But not on top of that, like with the program like, you know, Kerr and training grounds with us and Cat we doing, if we tell these kids to put these guns down, we got to have something to replace that gun.
That's right.
So that's the resources that's, you know, we need. We can't have them put the gun down and we don't got nothing to replace it with because they're going to pick it back up.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, the ones, training grounds and the Curtis streets, our mission basically, man, is to keep this homicide rate down and definitely clear these streets.
All right, so when I first said something, I said one of the goals I had for our team, and that goal was that we are our own first clients almost. We are our own first participants because we was once a part of that life. So that line comes from within ourselves. Just like everybody up here said, you know, man, I can't tell you, man, shorty, go ahead, man, go ahead, put that gun down. But then as soon as you leave, man, I got the dog on me. And then as soon as you hear it, they gonna say, oh man, he faking. So that ain't gonna help. All that's gonna do is make me look like a fraud and everybody else that's giving that same message. Cause the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. So if me, Cotey, Remo, all in the same flock, and if now I'm the one doing wrong, man, these youngins, or not even just youngins, but these people that we trying to get this message to, man, they gonna say, oh man, they bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So another thing, like I had to learn, and it took me over 20 years to know that the neighborhood is not poor. The people in the neighborhood is poor. So, you know what I'm saying, we hurting the same people, and we're in the same type of situations.
Right. So let's talk about situations. And I want to end on or touch base on some of the things y'all said. Help, right? So political, let's go the political route a little bit. Are you receiving the help that you think you should receive as these people come and ask for our votes in all these wars? Are you getting the help you feel like you need to get to make a change in the ward or in the community?
That's a good question. They starting to open some doors out, right? And that's what I wanted to touch at when he was saying what he was saying, because a lot of times you got a lot of players related to football, a lot of quarterbacks. He got a good arm, he fast, he sharp, but he don't read plays good. He can't read the game book. And so we can't teach these guys how to live or try to get an understanding, because you could say, like, we can't tell them to put the guns down. We got to have a conversation to make them understand why it'd be a better decision to put it down, right? Because I'm saying, because I'm saying, like, a lot of these kids I work with over YC New Beginners, they say, oh, you back, you got a gun charge. But I'm saying, if you release him and he live in Weatherton Park here, I'm saying, like, whether he shoot the gun with the guys that shooting the gun or not, man, guess what? Whoever the beef with, he gonna get the same penalty. So, you know, everybody in the neighborhood, so guess what? Why not put it on me? So I'm saying, when a lot of these people come up with these thoughts, what's the solution? Because a lot of these guys, when they say, like, man, you come home, man, you back in, what he gonna do? He can't go, the gun is a part of the outfit now. We gotta keep these real conversations real. So I'm saying, like you said, you gotta replace it with something. So that's what I'm saying, that money is needed. Like a lot of them guys, now we gotta relocate them for real. You gotta give them, you gotta really put it behind them. How I'm gonna tell you, not carrying no gun and you just got released, you live in Clay Church, that's beef. What you mean? So on this one, I'm be saying, damn, that sad shorty one day, he was changed his life, man. They blew his head off down there by Division Avenue. Good little dude. Good little dude.
So I can speak a little on the resource part of it, because that's what I do. I do the budget for a training ground. Through our contract is down to $99,000 a year contract. We got a 4-year contract under the one's office, which is the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement. And what we do basically is we represent wards 6 and 7, and the areas that we got in that area is the whole Southwest, Rosedale, AZ Bates, and Pinnacle over here. Clay Terrace, Lincoln Heights, 37th, and also Mayfair and Paradise. with those resources, that money we got, it might sound like it's a lot of money to a lot of people, but in Kenilworth, I'm sorry, it might sound like it's a lot of money, but in order to get quality people to do the work, you got to pay the people. You know what I mean? So we try to start our VIs off, man. You know, the goal, the ultimate start off rate should be 40,000 a person. But if it was up to me, we would get at least 50,000 a man, no less starting off. Is it enough money in the program? Because in our program, we're a little different than Cure because our budget's a little different and our model is a little different than theirs. So we do have money in the program for workforce development. We do got money to get the kids out of the community. We also, if somebody gets shot, we can help relocate people in neighborhoods. So we do have people that might get killed and they fear to come back into the community. So we're able to get them in a hotel for 5 days while we're using the crime victims resources. But, you know, it's a short-lived process if the mayor don't believe, because it's a mayor's call and they under the Attorney General, so it's two different organizations that's really pushing the bread behind, the money behind these with the two biggest violent intervention programs in the city. I would like to see it really come under one umbrella at some point and pour a lot of resources to both. I think both have they're doing great things in the community. There's never enough money, $1 million for all those different areas is not enough money, to be honest. They did raise the budget, it wasn't from us. We had like other advocates, it's a group called Moms Demand Action, which they don't look like us, but they great people, and they fight for advocating for more money for this work. I think Ronald, I know Cotey, we all spoke on different forums for these people. But no, to answer the question, it's not enough money, man.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Kat say, it's not enough money to do the work we doing. First of all, definitely dealing with us. We deal with a lot of returned citizens coming from in and out the jail cell, women and men. Even us, when I came home, there was no resources for jobs. Everybody don't want to do construction. So, with the felonies and things on our record and things like that, it was definitely hard. We work very hard in our communities. We work hands-on with the council member, Kenya McDuffie. Just very supportive of, our program and the ones program. The ANC commissions in Ward 5, we deal with them. But still, once again, it's not enough money. Like you say, $1 million to run a site for a year is not enough money for us. It's not enough money for the ones. It's not. First of all, we get money for participant events, community events, and things like that, but should be way more. The workers should be paid more. Far as Kerr, in this work, we done lost the VI. We done had a VI get shot twice. You know what I'm saying? So we right here really in these trenches doing this work. And to say in the Trinidad neighborhood in our target area, within the last two years, we only had one homicide. Multiple shootings, but one homicide. So our team is really in the community doing the work. Like Kat say, one time I hope all the organizations could come together and we could be as one, but we still should be more tighter and more involved, because it seems like he said, the mayor got a program, the attorney general got a program, but we doing the work. We in the streets doing the work. We not in the behind the office, making an opinion, this will do this, do that. No, we out here in the field. So that shouldn't be able to affect us, but it's hindering us because we can't do a lot of things.
So yeah, just going off of Cody, what he was saying. Yeah, it's us out here in the trenches. It's Cat and them out here in the trenches. It's Reem on the trenches. Just us. No gun, no vest. Just our word and us being credible individuals. But shout out to, some of these politicians, some of these council members that are fighting for us to get more money. You know what I'm saying? So it is some of them that are, but yeah, just like Kat said, it's not enough.
Let me piggyback. Well, Girls Rule the World, don't nobody donate. When I'm say donation, we get donation. My team, we come out of our pocket. Ain't nobody gave us nothing. We do a lot of work in Ward 8, and they know it, and they see it. But you think they say, well, Teresa, come on, get this grant or not? No. And I'm fine with that, because guess what? God got the last say. So God, I'm out here doing God's work, and guess what? We still get it. Still donations coming. We do fundraisers. Just did one on Saturday just passed, and shout out to Jahan. We did a Mother's Day, pre-Mother's Day brunch. He opened up his cheers, and his staff and them, they catered to all the parents that had lost their kids to domestic violence or to the streets. You know, don't nobody do nothing for girls in the world. And they see and they know. They hear me. They see me. I don't think I could just say, yeah, exactly. So with the mayor office, I shout out to Isha Lee, Toys for Tots. She makes sure she reach out to me. We serve like 300 families every year with Toys for Tots. You know, that's the only thing that's, you know, that's good. But other than that, my team and us, we come out of our pocket, and it's okay, because I know God see the work. Yeah, he's a rewarder.
Well, we definitely appreciate the work and the effort and the passion that each and every one of you have. If anyone is watching right now and you want to donate to any of these organizations, please do. I mean, every dollar can help someone. So please do. They work hard, but everyone can use their help. What I want to talk about briefly is the role model and the fact that you have taken on the leadership role because of you just say, look, I'm going to make a difference. I want to make a change. And the word role model, a lot of people look at that as you got to be that straight-laced type person. And, you know, I work with kids from all kind of areas, and I can relate. You know, we have a game plan, you know, where tomorrow we going to the park or we going to do this. And then, like you said, 2 in the morning you get a phone call and switch the whole program up. And that phone call is something that happened in the neighborhood. And then you got to change the whole program up. So it's really not going into what that situation was, but how do you deal with, you know, keeping your kids' perspective on staying positive? Like, how do you do that?
With me, man, I just basically try to get them to understand, man, you got to think before you act, you know what I mean? And then look at the big picture. A lot of stuff in my neighborhoods right now has been driven through rap music. And internet has been my biggest. I'm fighting the internet. The internet undefeated right now in my community, you know what I mean? Everywhere. And so my biggest challenge now is getting the kids understand, man, that when you pushing them letters on the internet, man, that you putting yourself in a situation, man, where you threaten the whole community, because I might be from 37th Street, right? But I might not be active with the rest of the mob, but when I go and represent something, man, I didn't create a situation where put everybody in danger, where so the question is, what I try to get them to understand, man, if you're not part of, don't be part of. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Think it out, man, before you act. Think about your family. You got kids, think about your kids, they need you. Before you pull the trigger, before you get yourself involved in something you had nothing to do with, don't get in it. Stay out of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to get them to think. It's all about the building that relationship. Like, if you're a credible person and you and your community, the youngest should respect you, like Cotey said, and his community respect it. I don't hire nobody that should respect in the community. I don't have time to train you up or teach you up. You got to already come in with that. When I hired Remo and Willie Boo, they came in already respecting their community, because I don't have time for nobody to be going to doing, man, get on. You know what I mean? I want them to tell this man, say, look, come here, man, put that shit there and take that in. If you can't do that with me, you can't work for me. We could do something else, but you can't do it. You can't be a violent interrupter for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Okay. What I got, I guess I'm gonna ask another question in regards to the strategy that y'all might use, right? And like, I'm a firm believer in that most people don't believe in just talk. You know what I mean? They looking for examples. You know what I mean? Show me somebody or someone or some lady or whatever that has, you know, been successful at what they do and has been in the same position as me. So what is y'all tactics in terms of reaching out to the community and showing them, you know, examples of, hey, here go like this brother right here. I got him on here, not because necessarily that he was per se, an activist in a particular organization, but I just found them as a credible example of someone that's been through it and then raised up out the ashes and then got watered and turned into a flower. You understand what I'm saying? So is that a tactic of the organizations that the mayor's office and attorney general is using to reaching out into the community? Because, it's a lot of brothers out here that's, like you said, everybody that I bang with that do stuff for me, rather it's my exterminating company, rather it's, who I use for my HVAC or whatever, is brothers that's been through the struggles like me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just me in general in terms of my business. But what I'm saying is I know that having platforms like this and reaching out to this little hot internet shit, to make sure that everybody getting it and seeing it, it's some positivity that could come from behind it if, you show these examples of these, brothers that done did 20 years and working for Metro now and doing their thing, or brothers who own bars and lounges for the past 18 years but been in, you know what I mean? Or brothers that own his own HVAC company or been in. So how do you suggest that the organizations connect with those brothers and sisters and use it and galvanize to use it as a teaching method, as example, not just talk, but example, like, look, he did the same thing you did, and he's there, or she did the same thing, and she's there. So enlighten us a little bit on how y'all would put something like that together.
All right, so I know as far as myself and our team, one, it's all about our own personal relationships. So I'm a coach, and even before I got incarcerated, I was a football coach for the youth. So I have about 4 or 5 players that's now they've been blessed enough with their talent and their hard work and dedication. Now some of those players are in the league. So it's only right for me to have them come through and say, hey, man, I may not have been one of the shooters, or I may not have been one of the ones out here selling the drugs, but all of my friends were. And I just didn't, honestly, and this me, not me, but them, they just saying, listen, man, I just, didn't get caught. You see what I'm saying? And I tell people this all the time. 10 seconds can get you 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but with us telling them, yeah, they already listening. Because they like, damn, man, this Cotey, man. Cotey done been through this. With me, damn, man, Ronald got shot 14 times. He did 10. Damn, but when they see somebody that they actually see on the screen playing ball that came from where they come from, now they like, okay, bet.
Or even with as a female, like I tell, I share with my daughters and them, like, it was a struggle for me in the streets. I made sure that y'all had a roof over top, y'all had me, meaning that to keeping it 100, I sold drugs, I sold ass. I mean, just, to make sure that my daughters and them had. But I'm telling her and my team members that you don't have to go that way. Or some of the young girls that you don't have to do that. You can go back to school. It's okay. I was hard-headed. I had to. I dropped out of school at 9th grade because I had kids at a young age. But I went back at 39. It don't matter how old you are. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. Don't be around no negativity or one with the crowd that ain't doing it. If you want to be around somebody that's doing something, so you can ask them, well, how I do this? Well, how I pronounce it, like words and things of that nature. Just the struggle. It's just like the men struggle, we struggle too. Because we don't have the father in the home to help us to raise the kids. So we got to be the father and the mother. Well, we can't be the father, so we just try, to give them the guidance, So That's how I keep it 100 with my young sisters and with my daughters and with my goddaughter Angel. She's 14. I've been in her life since she's 14. She be 20 on June the 8th. So just keeping it 100 with them. They'll respect that. Like this, what I did. Like now I'm an author. You know, I have a book. They said I couldn't read and write. Guess what? I said yes, I can. I'm gonna go back to school, and I did. And guess what? Sold out 2 times. You know, and in my book, guess what? It's keeping it 100. Why you put that in the book? Because that's my book. I want to tell my story because I want to reach a sister. I want to reach a brother. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because you saying I look fly. This flyness, guess what? It came from my struggle, right? What I did. But my struggle made me the better woman who I am today.
Right. So just one thing that came to mind when everybody was talking, to bridge that gap, that financial gap that you spoke of, for individuals like myself, me particularly, I'm not part of any organization anymore. Not that I gave up, it was just at a point in time in my life where it was just overwhelming, where I'm still trying to establish myself in the community as well. So what I did was took a step back and I focused on myself. And I got myself together. And by me getting myself together, I'm now in a position where an individual like myself can help bridge the gap with some of those financial burdens that y'all are having through sponsorships and stuff like that. And I think that's more like what you asking about. Just bridging that gap like that, you know what I mean? Because like me, 20 years ago, I made a decision coming up out of the feds. I'm a goddamn citizen now. And I'm gonna do everything as a citizen should do. And I left that back then. So now everything I do is as a citizen. My examples in life as far as a citizen, when I go around the way and I pull up on the youngins, they no longer look at me as that dude back then anymore. They now look at me as the successful entrepreneur. And I inspire them guys, and every day they coming to me with some business idea of how to do this and how to do that and stuff like that. So I think that if I'm answering the question right, Danny, you know, I think that's the biggest way to bring those guys out of the house that has made it, that is successful, but yet not tied to any type of organization.
I'm gonna say one piece before you switch it over. One of the things, man, that I noticed, because I always go back to myself when I'm dealing with people in my community, man, one of the things that's been taken away out of all this is the love, man. The love been taken away, so we've been so much focusing on how to try to get ahead, try to step on the net, but the love been gone. But it's been designed to be that way. So all my conversations with my people in my community, because my brothers and my side let it know, man, it's a bigger game plan, man. You know what I mean? That ain't your op right there, but that's what we've been thinking for years. Because everybody's so hurt, man. You know what it is when you mad, you get, you know what I mean? Even when I remember too when I get a butt whipping when I was young, and I go outside, I'm trying to rumble him. So I'm just showing you how you pass for that energy, that negative energy will come that trauma. So that's why even when I speak about the spanking of the children, like that was a slave mentality. Like we got so much misinformation that we've been on. It's so much to this thing, man. When we dealing with the minds of our people, it's so deep. So, but the love, and even when the men may be considered right or wrong, man, I'ma love on them. Because one thing, how you get in, you got to know that you understand.
Yeah, but what does love look like? What does that look like?
What it look like? You know what love look like? It look like, man, right, this right here. Look, this what it look like. This what it look like. This what it look like when I get a call that there's gunshots in the neighborhood and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and cat call me and I go around there, man, I gotta go and I'm saying get out my bed, man, and go check. First of all, I gotta go check, man, with all the men and see what's really going on. That's what love look like. You know what I mean? Ain't no money on that. Ain't no price on that. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's goodwill because we want to see the men win. It ain't enough for the men. They need the men out here. We need the men, man. So I'm saying the love been removed, so that's why it's so much the hate, man. And the women, man. And the women.
So could I just say something right quick? Even though we saying it's love right here in this circle, what about after the circle? You know what I'm saying? Because after the circle, that we ain't gonna see. I don't think I'm gonna say when I see. He was at my brother Danny club. What about us keeping contact? Like we come out and support you, just like and we support each other. I mean, it sounds good now, but what after this show? What we gonna do? How we gonna come together to bring these children together? You know, our babies, because they our future. If we don't come together as we saying this love right here, let's make it happen. Put our money with our mouth with our money with a mouth.
Yeah, I look at it from this. I hear you, sister, and I'm just meeting you today. But Cotey and Ronald and I, we've been doing that, spreading that love between the communities because we have situations where they run from one community to their community base or beef's been going on. And if it's a guy I know that got ties to Trinidad or Rollo in them group, I reach out. And, really, we don't have a beef with each other. It's the government, two agencies that's beef with each other. The attorney general and the mayor got a problem. We don't have a problem in the community. And another thing with love, like, you wrapping your arm around that young and tell them not to pull that gun out. You making sure Miss Johnson, man, get her bill paid or she got food in her place. You in the community, man, just being positive. You know what I mean? You been in the community, man, whatever it is. If you saving one, you save somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you told a brother, man, that do you know that the work we do, they talk about numbers, right? We talking about the murder rate being up so many work. But guess what? If it wasn't for us, the murder rate be like 88 out here, 500, 600, because the gun level is way different. When we was beefing in 88, it was about money. This ain't involving no money. This don't have no reason. They just be just because. They looking. It's like at Christmas time, you get a new bike, you want to ride your bike. Well, these youngers' new toys is guns, and they want to use them. And any reason to use them. So that's what love like, getting out to show them another path. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about not having enough money and resources, if you don't have nothing for these guys to do, when you take these guns away, they're gonna pick them right back up. But the other problem is the parents not being parents. Because now our problem used to be 18 to 24 when we first started this initiative 3 years ago. Now we're dealing with 12-year-olds that's killing. So that we can't get a job. You can't give a 12-year-old a job, but he got a gun. So this thing get deep.
So you spoke on the love too, and another thing that basically done changed in my community. When I came home, I never thought I would see it, but 3 o'clock in the morning, when you see a Caucasian walking the dog or jogging, that's something that I definitely never thought I saw. But not just that, they pushing all the colors out. If you go in Trinidad right now, you'll be like crazy. This is crazy right now. So that's another thing. And then not just that, the houses, 800,000. Them people's not gonna want you to stand in front of their house if they paying 800,000 for this house, and you want to sit out here and make noise and things like that. But we gotta understand in our community right now that a lot of, the whites, the blacks, before they call the police about noise or anything, they'll come out, they'll reach out to us. They'll call us, man, can you just tell the guys they're too loud? Or can you tell them to move? Or can you tell them this and that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of things that, we covered in our life. And this get back to your question, Danny, about, what the people see and what they see, like when they look at us and to see that us on this panel right here, including the sister, they know what they getting when they looking at us, because they know what we've been through. We don't want in and we don't want out, so to go through what we went through when we was locked up, and to go through what we went through when we was on the street, and for us to be on this panel right here doing this work, it means a lot. So that says enough about anything. Now, like the sister said, what are we gonna do when we leave this panel? Like Kat say, we support each other a lot. Now we gotta support the sister a lot. We gotta support this brother a lot. We bring a lot of people to talk to our youths and our high-risk individuals. Sister, I definitely love for you to come talk to them. We bring in Tony Laws. We got somebody to work in the OAG office, LaShawna. She did 24 years. She talks. So we have teen summits, and we try to talk to the youth and definitely let them know, man, that where we at, where anybody else at, you can be there.
We're going to take a quick break. We're down here, Vibes on 8th Street. We got the activists in the building. We're getting a lot of good information. Please tap in, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Oh, yeah.
Testing, testing. We're going to get back to it in about 2 minutes, y'all. Testing. We gonna get right back into the show, y'all. Huh? Yeah. Right. Let's get back on that panel, y'all. You got a question you need to ask? Let me see one of the books so I can talk about it when we come back in.
I gotta give you some too. Go get one out class.
Teresa Sledge. I'm saying it right. Teresa. Okay. Congratulations. Yeah, we definitely about to light it up. We gonna light it up. Yeah, well, we about to tap on
Short, you know what I mean? So we don't have to go, we don't have to be going as long, you know what I mean?
So the question's gonna be direct. Instead of going around everybody's mouth. Phat. All right, Phat. Oh, my man McDuffie. Hey, that's a good brother, right? McDuffie a real one. We're gonna be right back in a minute, 60 seconds, we tapping back in. Yeah, so we just gonna plug those in the end. So this part of the show is more so for people to get to know y'all. Like some of the people ask questions, they ask some real questions too, but we also gonna talk a little bit sports, a little bit culture. And y'all going out, what's your favorite spot to eat? Like people really dive into y'all. So we gonna change the tempo a little bit.
Some of the questions might be like, what they got to do with, it's like,
Hold on, let me make sure all the microphones out.
I was trying to change the code. All right, so we going live.
Make sure they hot though.
Check, check.
Check, check. One.
All right, we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back with Sports and Culture. We're here live at Vibes on A Street. We have the activists from the city in the building. We want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to Thomas Doyle. He pours a lot into the community as well. Shout out to Danny for letting us have this establishment to do the show here. And shout out to my assistant, Coach Burg. Now, we want to lighten the mood a little bit. You know, y'all gave us a lot of information, but some of the people really want to get to know y'all. So I'm going to tap in. I'm going to come here with you. The first question. Right now, as far as the culture side, where you go to eat at? If you had $10, no, I'm gonna give you $50. Last time they got on me about that. $50. Any spot in the city, where you going to eat at? And what you getting?
Here you go, I got you. All right, if I had $50, then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to the MLK Deli. Okay. And I'm gonna get me a good old crab cake. And then later on, if I'm over here on 8th Street, I'm gonna come over here, chill with Danny, and get some of them Old Bay wings.
All right.
Man, if I had $50, man, I ain't gonna go nowhere else to give me some of that jerk wings and that nacho here at Roses, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And a nice drink with it, man. That's definitely gonna be nice, man. But I'm kind of a little mad because, man, I definitely show Danny the love and support, but man, you know, I go down halftime and get some of the wings, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fat Cat, man, and Kim, man. I come get some of the halftime wings, man. You know what I'm saying? It was on and popping, man. I'm getting them too.
Well, I'm gonna shout out my brother Danny. Come and get the drink was nice and cozy and with the jerk wings. But I have to shout out Jahar. The goddamn what is it? The crab fries on, what's that? 301, cheers on 301. Shout out to Jahar.
I don't know, so we shooting out the good men with establishments. That's what we doing.
No, you can't, man.
Oh, we talking, but with 50 in the city, we ain't got much room. Not in this town. But nah, I mean, that jerk chicken sided, man, that jerk sided, that jive like that was down the halftime. You know, that was my lick. That was my lick. But with 50, it depends on how we fit it, man. We might want some bus boys. I might want some bus boys. I don't know where I might go with 50. I might go to Tropical Smoothie. You know, with 50, I might go to Turning Natural. You know, give me a Bob Marley, you know what I mean, and a multivitamin shot. You know what I mean? With 50, I can do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. With 50, we ain't doing no hetero spots with 50. You know what I mean? We can get some good eat for 50, though. You get some good eat for 50.
With 50, you know my man gonna get on me, but I'm gonna stay original, man. I'm going to Ben's Chili Bowl, man. That's what I'm going to Ben. I'm going to down on U Street, man. I'm going to original. Original one. Yeah, I can look at the window, man. I can look at the window. You know what I mean? I could be on the curb looking at the window and watching my food get cooked, man. You know what I mean? All right.
Oh, man, I'm going to die now, man. But I come to Danny's to give me a salad, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I like to support the black brothers, man, the business. Like the sister said earlier, she said something that was big, and we always use it as a mantra, but each one teach one, or each one support one. So I try to support all we support. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Me, with 50.
50.
I'm gonna go to Big China. Give me the good fried wings and mumbo sauce, and I'm gonna come back here and spend the other 40 with Sean. A double douce on the rocks, baby girl.
Okay, so we all from the city, we born and raised, so we all brought up on certain parties, certain events. So your one event that you got to go to every year. What's that? What's that event for you? That party for you? Who having it? Where it's at? What's that for you? We're gonna go this way. We're gonna start this way.
Whoever having that pool party?
Me, June the 26th at the mansion. And we having a twerk contest.
The Redwater Boys in the house.
Which pool party was it for you though, back in the day? All of them.
All waters.
Nah, yeah.
Northeast?
Yeah,
Northeast pool parties? Yeah.
Well, for me, back in the day, would have been the positive black man on that night before Thanksgiving was a big
yes,
joint.
Sir.
Yeah.
And to date, I do the Fat Cat's birthday bash every year at different locations. So I'm always gonna be in my joint. So yeah,
That's a promo. But hold on real quick. Danny, you don't get skipped, Danny. I know this your spot, but what's your event? You don't get a skip?
You gotta pass that mic. Oh, he over here.
I'm going to Sunfest in Jamaica. How about that?
I'm going back with Cat, man. That Black Man Coalition now. We're at Thanksgiving weekend. And then my man CB, he had one too. Kirkbone had one around that time too. So them
Yeah,
two
shout out to my
events.
man Kirk Bowl.
Yeah, Kurt.
Yeah, all the way, all days.
I might have to pass this now.
You gotta pass. No, you can't pass it like that.
I might pass it, man. My event I gotta go to.
I got to, want to. Don't say no strip joint.
What joint I gotta go to, Slim?
No, not got to go to, want to go to.
Want to go to or done been to back in the day.
The who? Your black party? Man, I don't really like your parties like that. no.
Okay.
I don't know, man, cause I'm saying I'm kind of like I done it a little. I'm been a little bit everywhere, man. You know what I mean? I done been, you know, man, Black Man Coalition. I remember all about the Dinner Sky Party. I mean, it's a lot of events that went on. The Chuck Jones down, they bring down Best Western on. What's that, Valentine's Day or Christmas they used to play down Southwest?
That was mine.
That was yours. Oh, that was yeah. What that was Christmas?
Yeah.
That was Christmas. They do, and this so known they wanted 50 to get in. 50 seemed like nothing,
Early.
but back then they wanted 50
Come on, man.
to
Pass
get
the
in there.
mic, man.
Well, I'm going to say back in the day, I'm going to say my brother Danny because I promoted him. All his parties. And I used to say, bro, I need 15 tickets. 15 tickets. I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to say all his parties. And I'm going to say familiar faces. Shout out to Jahan. I love them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, man, you know, I got my own entertainment business called Club God Entertainment, and one of the reasons why, man, I like to give Fat Cat and Kim a shout out, man, for definitely giving me, you know, the motivation to throw parties, man. I mean, our halftime parties was crazy, but the number one party I gotta go to, shout out to Tricky Entertainment, Summer Breeze.
That's
man.
right, Black.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Black.
I was going, hey, my answer right there too. You know, and then when y'all say, but when y'all say, you know, parties like back in the day, man, it was a lot of different parties that, you know what I'm saying, all of us felt like we had to go to. Even being younger, you know what I'm saying, we from Cable, so we'd go down the street, you know what I'm saying, down the west for the bands to play. Man, we was going skating. We was going to the skating rink. But them things that was happening every week, but a little older, yeah, Summer Breeze.
All right, so look, we're going to stay on the culture side. We're going to tap into the music, and we're going to keep it homegrown. You got one band to go with, PA Palace. Which CD you getting, and what band?
Man, I gotta keep it within the family. I'm going to get Backyard. You know, as far as the date, I don't have no certain date, but anything from the Brown Manor, Black Hole,
You showing your age.
or the
Classics.
Trade Wind.
Yeah, classics.
You showing your age. It's your old ass.
Hey man, I'm gonna go with Backyard, man. Shout out to the Backyard band, and he didn't even tell y'all, man. But y'all gotta hear Rollo, man, when he close out for Backyard, man. It's crazy, man. Shout out to Backyard, man. If you ain't got that new Backyard CD, go get it, man, cause I'm all
We
over.
might need to hear that. We might need to hear that tonight.
Well, I'm going to go with R.E. Work the Walls.
Working the walls, working the walls.
And I'm going to take it on down to familiar faces.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to do it. I wanted to say it. Man, I'm gonna have to go IE, man. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna ride with, because I come up in that IE, but I definitely love that Backyard too. You know I love it, man. You know I love it.
Yeah.
He brought trouble for me.
No, sir. Yeah, I'm going with 89 Red Asses, man. Fat Rodney coming up the back.
Rodney.
Fat Rodney, man. Yeah, Black Hole. Black Hole. We going to the Black Hole to see Fat Rodney.
Hey, I'm gonna go back And nothing like the inner city groovers, man. RE 1983, baby.
Yes.
Northwest Gardens, that type of situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, backyard, any year, but where I'm gonna go see him at, the Capital.
Danny, go ahead, sir. Who you messing with? Hey.
You gotta skip me. I ain't trying to give my age, man. I ain't trying to give my age. I might say Pepworth, John Cavalier. Come on now. Don't do me like that. I'm all the way back. High theaters. You know, I'm all the way back. Maverick Room, Church. Come on now.
Go ahead.
Now, I ain't gonna give my age, but if I was to see a band, rest in peace, it'd definitely be Pops.
Yes, sir.
Chuck Brown, the most grown and sexiest love and peace. When Chuck played, we was in love. That's when the city was in love. So definitely 100% without even hesitation, Chuck baby don't give a fuck. Simple as that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really do.
So I'm gonna have to echo that Chuck Brown, but I definitely with Cat on that red essence, that 83, all the way back to the Maverick Room, Panorama Room.
Yeah.
I know what he gonna say. That good Northeast groove is over here. I'm surprised nobody went with my man Bugs, but it's okay.
Oh, nah,
I know Junkyard and everybody vocabulary. But we're going to move it to a couple of sports questions. Start with Cat. That's my guy. We talk sports a lot. And everybody, once again, we love our city. So who's your most, and everybody can go, I'm going to let everybody just say that, man or woman. Your favorite all-time DC athlete?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I like Fight. He ain't making pro, man, but I like Bone, man. I like
Kurt Smith, that's right.
I like Kirk Smith. I like Bone, man. He didn't make it to the league, but he should have been in the league, man. I done seen him barbecue a lot of people, man. I seen him, man.
How about pro athlete, though? Pro athlete,
I think I like Steve Francis, man. I think he was a hell of a point guard, very athletic, could shoot, had heart, and could carry a team on his back as a little guy, man. So I like Steve Francis, man.
Who you like? Favorite all time?
Favorite all time? Victor Page. Victor Page.
Ooh,
The left-hander.
That's a good one.
Coach?
Oh. I like. I know my man ain't make it to the league, but I like my man Bootney Green, man. Clarence Green, man. Bootney Green, man. He had, yes sir. He was to do it, man. Spring alumni Greenway. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, he said pro. I don't know. Pro just means you get paid to play, right? I'm going to take my man. I'm going to take Bill, man. I'm going to take Willie Smith. Out of Springer alumni. I'm going to take Bill, man.
All right, I'm going to say mine real quick and jump in there. And mine is probably Mark Two Shot.
Two Shop Johnson.
Yeah, Southwest. Yeah, Mark a bad boy. And Mark held them championships. And he's straight from the city.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I'll take Mark. And my wife worked with his father, Ham. So I had to get that in.
That's what's up. I'm gonna say rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Okay, he ain't from Seven Siders.
You like who you like. That's who she like.
Okay, he said it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cody. It's on you.
Man, first of all, I don't want nobody to get offensive with this, but you know, DC sports, man. I remember my paperwork said the District of Columbia versus Cotey Winslow. I don't like no DC teams, I'll be honest with you. But, man, all-time sports player, man, that was successful. You know, I definitely got to go with Mark Too Sharp.
All right, so are we naming people that's from the city?
From the city.
Okay, all right.
Or Maryland.
Could I get another
Yeah.
chance?
Or Maryland.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Lynn Bass.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Could I get another chance?
Yes, sir.
I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to double up with you. I'm going to double up with you with that.
Facts.
He too young to know about them.
So
Could I
look.
get another chance?
Yeah, go ahead. Get another chance. You got it.
Girl Coley.
Daryl Coley.
Daryl Cole.
Respect. So look, we're going to change it up. We're going to play this quick game. The game is, you got $1 million. If I had $1 million, I would. Finish the sentence. If I had $1 million, I would what? Hey, you say less. What I did was.
Speaking to existence. You better say I received that.
Nah, but look, but this just to play on y'all mindset to see how y'all think from what I was to where I'm at now. If I had $1 million, I would what?
Build up more rec centers.
If I had $1 million right now, I invested all the way to my son. Shout out to 3M Lonnie, one of the best rappers in DMC.
That's right.
Hey. If I had $1 million, I'd make sure I build houses for homeless.
Respect.
Man, I'm putting it behind the movement, man. We're going to work that million a whole lot of different ways, man. I'm putting it behind the movement, man. However that look. The people, the million, we going to work it. No private jet.
Yeah. At-risk youth, I'll pull back into the at-risk youth in the community.
Yeah, I will put it back in workforce development. I'm looking for bringing back programs like brick mason, electrician, barbering, teaching these youngers the skills, man. It's like teaching them how to fish. You teach them how to fish, they can eat. You know what I mean? So that's what I would pour money more into. That's what they took away from the schools, music, arts. They took all that out of the schools. They took all that out of the schools. So I would try to bring that back. I think when we had that culture, that's part of our culture, man. Teach everybody ain't good for college. Everybody not going go to NFL, NBA, but if you teach them a trade, man, they can fend for themselves.
Facts. Respect.
All right, $1 million ain't much goddamn money. So what I'm doing, I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to be 57 years old. I'm paying off all my debt, don't America shit, and I'm going to Jamaica and smoke cigars and weed for the rest of my life.
My guy.
Let's keep it real.
My guy.
Respect.
$1 million, I guess I just keep doing what I'm doing.
Facts. So last question for me, and then I'm gonna pass it to Coach Burg. What was special about Marion Barry? Tell me one thing that you remember about Marion Barry. And we start with you.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Summer jobs.
Summer jobs.
Everybody
Absolutely.
had
Summer
that.
jobs.
Everybody got paid
And
during
the
the summer.
T-shirt.
I was 12 years old. This back when the Capitol Children's Museum used to be open. Marion Barry gave me a scholarship in photography. I'll never forget that. And then from there, I went on to do a Cheerios commercial.
That's dope.
Marion Barry, man, he loved his city, loved his people. He fought for black people, man. He was an advocate for blacks and equal rights for everybody, man. Equal opportunity. That's what he was, an opportunity guy.
One thing I remember about Marion Barry, he loved the youth and he loved the seniors.
It was for the people, man. Man, he placed us in the home. We was in the shelter, man. Yeah, man.
What I can say about Marion Barry, what I say is, man, he showed me that, man, you can fuck up and you still can make it.
like the queen said, summer jobs. And Marienburg was definitely for the people, but most importantly, summer jobs.
God, I lied. I got one more question, and I'm gonna pass it. Since we talking about activists and y'all on for activists or activism, we talking about our history. What person represents how you move? Whether it's Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, if it was you, what person represents how you move?
What person represents how I move? I would say my mother. Because she's strong, determined, fearless, and available.
Respect.
Yeah, that's good. I definitely got to say my mother too. But Malcolm X, man, the way he talk, the way he move, and the way he lead, that's all that's in me. When I walk, they walk. When I say, they do. When I move, they move.
Facts. By any means necessary.
I'm gonna say my mother first, then I'm gonna say Harry Truman, because I'm her, because I'm gonna come back and get my people. We're gonna go underneath the underground. Come on, we're gonna go back and get some more people and keep pushing on.
Facts.
I'm a George Johnson type of guy, man. I like George Johnson. I like Shaka Zulu. You know,
Shaka Zulu.
I'm one of them warriors, man. You know what I mean? I'm built for it.
You in the field.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Wait, again, I see the perseverance in my mother, and then I like my man say, Malcolm X, man.
For me personally, man, I'm probably a Malcolm X, Martin Luther King combined situation. You know what I mean? 'Cause I try to be rational and give people a chance, man, to be humanity, man, put humanity first. Humanity be before violence. You know what I mean? I know at the end of the day, I know Martin Luther King preached nonviolence, so that's my whole thing. You try to use your head and use your talents, man. So it's a mixture between those two for me.
I'm gonna say Muhammad Ali, because not only was he an activist, but he'll whip your ass too.
Yeah, you need that whoop ass.
That's it.
I would say I give respect to all my elders. They were all influential in my life, and I took a part of a lot of them to add to my life. So, because it's on YouTube, the government watching, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
So before we close out, we want to give everyone an opportunity to share how, if someone's watching, how they can be a part of your program, with any type of information you want to put out right now to whoever's watching, how they can contact you and be a part of what should be with some good things going on right now in the city that I'm sure enlighten a lot of people tonight. So we can start with you. How can they get into your program? You can talk about how they can contact you, and we can pass it around. Or your business,
So
of course.
hold on, Burg. Before we do that, I want to add something to that, because the thing is to speak positive, right? And we doing energy. So before you answer that question, tell me one positive thing from your movement that you remember that will always change your life, whether it's from when you decided to make the change or somebody that you affected, and then talk about your business and how we can contact you. So close with something you can remember.
Okay, you got it?
All right, for me, it was an opportunity. I was the head service tech at the company I was working for, and I applied for a service manager's position. I was turned down, and I left them, and I started my own company from there. First year was rough, and I took $20,000 of my own money and turned it into a multi-million-dollar company.
Amen.
Salute.
Look at God.
Salute.
Look at God.
Absolutely.
And you can reach us, True Tech Heating and Coolers, www.truetech.com, or 202-656-1713, or you just might see my trucks riding around. Just call the number.
Now I'm gonna sign you up right now. I'm I want you to come to my house and my mom's house, cause it's hot as shit. It's about and lock us in. We dark skinned. I need that AC, shorty. Like, say no more.
For me is having some young guys, man, that are very high risk shooters, come through my workforce program and went through the 6 weeks initial training part of it, then followed through with the second phase of it, and watched the transformation in those guys over a year period to where I was able to hire them to be valid intervention specialists to go back into their same community and try to prevent the gentlemen that they used to be part of their group doing the shooting with them to talk to them. So that was a win for me and for my organization. My organization is Training Grounds Incorporated, and Tom Brown is the founder of it. Yes, sir. And so I can be reached at D Falwell, FALWELL, at traininggroundsdmv.org. Yeah. So D Falwell at traininggroundsdmv.org.
And I'd like to piggyback on that. Shout out to Training Grounds, period. Lori, Steve over there at Training Grounds. They actually gave me personally my first show. So I always want to do shows to pull back in the community. Tom pulled me, gave me a little money, and let me run my whole show over at the Ark. Y'all know where the Ark is, right?
Yes.
So he let me run, facts. He let me run my whole show, and it was a beautiful thing. This is about 6 years ago, so definitely shout out to Training Grounds.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank my star from my tournament. One of the guys came up on the corner. He said, man, Willie Boo, man, they don't do nothing for the teams, man. He at the rec, man. They don't mess with us, man. We just doing nothing in the summer. So that's what rebirthed my tournament that I started called Hood Tournament over 11 years ago. And that one guy came to me, and I went to Modell's Board of Basketball. That started my tournament for 11 years, you know. Now, for the last 2 years, I have been having partnerships with Training Ground and over at the Warren's office for the last couple of years. But for the 8 straight years, money came out of my pocket. So I know what she's saying, sister saying about money coming out your pocket. And ran the tournament for the whole summer. So that's my passion. That's what I give back to every summer. That COVID knocked me down last year, but the city about to open up again, and my tournament is going to be right here at Rosedale Recreation Center. So you can come past, man, starting on the 23rd of June. 23rd of June, my tournament running on Wednesdays and Fridays. I take it from 16 to 26. Man, I really don't turn them down. Just want to get you off the street for 2 nights a week. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 games. 3 games a night on Wednesdays and Friday nights.
Can we do post interviews for the players?
For sure.
Can the sports and culture program pull up to do post game interviews with your kids?
For sure.
Say no more.
For sure.
I got some big coming in this summer, man. I got some big coming up. I got a little boxing program coming. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. It's called Boxing on Blast. We gonna work. Outside of that, man, like just to take an initial jump, like all the little guys. Y'all remember all the stuff was on the news where they was taking all them cars from out Virginia from the car lots. So all them little guys was from my community. And so, a lot of people like, man, when they breaking the car, they taking car, they got on stolen car. So what I did with the help of Training Ground, we formed a car wash, man. We had them youngers washing cars for free, man. They was getting $500, $600, $700 donations. So they had a lot of negative on their resume. So just to show that when you create something, man, you wouldn't believe. Tell them, cat, I'm going out and I'm rising and getting them boys up. But did they show up? Yeah. They showed up and shout, and they did it well, man. Yeah. These the kids that they looking in the neighborhood saying like, you know what I mean? So, we got something coming this summer, so stay tuned.
Salute.
Stay tuned.
All right, shout out to Bald Eagle. Definitely, Girls Rule the World. We partnership with them. And shout out to Training Grounds, too, because I work with them. I collaborate them in 2018. I was doing after-school program. So, and I want to shout out to my goddaughter, Angel, is sitting over there. She had 17 surgeries, So I'll be doing her 20th birthday party at Noella's. It's Irvin's new spot on Ritchie Road. So I hope y'all come out and celebrate her because she's been through a lot. And I met her and her mom and her grandmom at the age of 14. And she been in my life.
That's right.
Up until now, she's 19. She be 20 June the 8th. So I'm doing her a big bash.
Angel, the internet star.
Yes.
I see
So,
you, Angel.
Yeah, to reach me is Teresa _311 at yahoo.com. And also you can reach me on my cell 202-445-9877. And I'm posted up on Facebook and Instagram. So please reach out.
Yeah, but let's talk about this book a little bit, Spreading the Love. If I bought this book, what is the message I'm going to receive from this book?
The message you're going to receive from this book is really about my upbringing and the struggles that made me who I am today. And it's about me. I'm always spreading love. I'm always hugging or, showing love, because like the brother right here sitting beside me, Kareem, he was saying, what about the love? First of all, if we don't have no love, because, we be so don't have no patience. We have to remember where we came from, who pulled us up. It's about love. If you don't got no love, how you gonna reach somebody or touch somebody or speak to somebody? If you don't reach them or say something to them with love, you know what I'm saying? Because love conquer everything. I don't care how much money you got. If you ain't got love, you still ain't gonna be happy.
Facts. So what made you write the book? Like, describe the moment or the situation or the feeling you had that said, I need to tell my story. What made you want to write a book?
Well, what made me write my book was, rest in peace, my ex-husband, Alex Mosby. He was very active in Ward 8, and he wanted another young lady to be his secretary. And I was asking him, because I'm his wife, that why I can't be your secretary? I'm street knowledge and he book knowledge. So I'm like, what I don't know, you teach me, and what you don't know, I'm gonna teach you. But he beat me down mentally, talking about, because I dropped out of the 9th grade. So my girlfriend Tamika Gorm and her husband, she said, so what you gonna do? You gonna keep listening to that, or you gonna get up off that stool? What you gonna do? You gonna go back to school? And I thought about it, right? I was like, I'm gonna go back to school. So I went back to school to Ballou State and graduated in 2007 with my high school diploma, and that's when I wrote my book.
Hey, salute. We definitely gonna tap in. I challenge everybody to buy this book tonight, though. We gonna tap in, support. Like y'all said, we gotta support. Done deal. And for those that don't, I pick up the slack. I'm gonna buy every book on this panel.
Oh, thank you, brother.
For me, man, like, you know what I'm saying, I definitely want to give a shout out to y'all, man. I want to give a shout out to Danny and to all the, the women and men that's on this panel. For me, it was in my community, man, I did so much, corrupting the community and so much wrong. To have the neighbors that used to frown up at me till I got into this work, now they give me hugs. So, you know what I'm saying, that was big, you know what I'm saying, and affect that, my work and my team that we doing in my community. And, man, you know what I'm saying, this Curtis Streets motto is real, man. We going in these communities. We out there with yellow shirts. We out there, man, all day, all night, women and men. We out in the corners. We talking to these high-risk individuals, our participants and things like that, man, and we making a difference out there, man. I definitely could be reached at Knock Curtis Streets on Instagram, and I could be reached at Growing Up, man. Growing Up, man, is a movement, man. Right now, we dealing with all troubled youths all over the city, man. We grabbing these youths, grabbing them while they young. We going to the YNC. We getting them when they come home and things like that, and we molding them.
Got you. So tell us a little bit about Violence Prevention Day. What's that about?
Violence Prevention Day, man, is an event that we doing Wednesday from 5 to 8, man. We getting the community to come out, work out. We got personal trainers to be out there working you out. If you're not into working out, we're going to have a grill out there. You could come eat. You could bring your kids. We're going to have the game trucks out there. We're going to have, mass painting for the kids, the game truck for the kids. We also going to have Councilmember McDuffie out there and some motivational speakers to come out and speak.
Salute to you, brother, man. Definitely salute. We're going to close out here.
All right.
Last but not least.
Last but not least, the closer.
Bring us home, baby.
so, so look, for me, what kind of helped me to push myself over that was at the time I only had one was my little girl. When I went to prison, she was 6 months old. So when I came home, she was 10. So, like my first night in, what I'm saying, for me was like, damn, like, man, she's out there. Even though I do have a good family support system, but it's no amount of money I could have sent home that can ever replace time. So, I knew then on one of my visits when she came, and then the whole time we used to tell her that I was in college, I was in school. So at this time she's 6, and she said, "Look, Daddy, you don't have to keep telling me that you're in college because Martin Luther King was locked up." So, what I'm saying, hearing that from her at 6, I was like, know what, man, I don't ever want to, come back here. As far as me, how, people can contact me, man, people can contact me just like this. Man, this phone number is 202-279-0536. You can contact me through email, ronald.whaley@narcdc.com. You can contact me at Love Always Wins, which is my line, _clothing, or you can contact me at No Slide Zone, all on IG.
Bet. So, Danny, I might actually let you close the show today, Danny, because this show right here is a little different from all our other shows. This one, and you know what? I appreciate you. You opened the door for me too. Burg hit you, but this one right here different. Totally different. I respect what y'all do, and before y'all leave, please lock in with me because I'm gonna show you what I do. Right. But at the end of the day, Danny, I want you to close the show because it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you, and you could relate to them. I ain't been locked up. Right. And from hearing what y'all saying, I don't want to be locked up. Right. So at the end of the day, Danny, close the show and bring us home, bruh.
First, I just like to thank all the brothers and sisters for coming out, because I know there's a lot of other things y'all could have did. Take time out to just come and, get on this platform that, I'd like to thank you and Coach Burg for even bringing the idea to my attention, and we've been rolling with it. I like to thank, my sponsor, Thomas Dorr. Shout out to you. Shout out to Remy and all of that. And just like I told y'all at the beginning, this was passionate to me, and I know that it was going to be different because it was something that, I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about putting back into our community, and I try to do it every day, rather by example or just touching somebody on the street, rather it's a homeless person, rather it's a young dude in the streets or a young lady that's out there. So just, continue to do what you do, man, and stay on the right track. Like the Muslims would say, stay on your Sirat al-Mustaqim and just keep that going. And with that said, we out. We going, if you need to come by and see me. You know where we at. We been here and we gonna stay here. Northeast all the way, baby. We out.
Salute. Thank y'all.